Welcome to the Immigrant in Law channel. We continue our honest and detailed analysis of all the countries of the European Union through the eyes of immigrants. In this video, you will learn the real pros and cons of living in the Czech Republic, Sweden, and Estonia, without advertising, without gloss, and without illusions. Compare, analyze, and choose the country that suits you. So, let's continue our journey through Europe. The Czech Republic is the country most often chosen for its stability, affordable living, and geography. It is located in the heart of Europe, so it is convenient to travel from here to Germany, Austria, and Poland. But behind the visual fabulousness of Prague is its own truth of life. The first thing that attracts: convenient location. Being in the Czech Republic, you are literally 4 hours away from half of Europe. Buses, trains, low-costers, traveling is cheap and fast. This is especially important for those who like a change of scenery, work with foreign clients, or just want to be in the center of the map. Medicine, quality, and affordable. Private clinics, with modern equipment, while prices are reasonable. State medicine works too, especially if you have insurance. Many people who have moved here note that doctors here can be consulted calmly and without fear of losing a lot of time or money. The cities are clean, safe, and well-maintained. Prague, Brno, Pilsen. Everything looks neat, the architecture is preserved, the infrastructure works. The police are responsive, streets are cleaned. Lighting is available even in dormitory neighborhoods. For a life with children or a quiet old age, the country is very comfortable. Prices are moderate. Housing, transportation, food, cheaper than in Germany or Austria, but the quality of life is European. It is especially profitable to live in the Czech Republic for those who have income from abroad or remote work. But there are some buts here too. The first is the language. Czech is a separate language with its own complex grammar, sound, and rules. Without it, access to job vacancies, government services, medical certificates, and even simple conversations in a store is limited. English is understood in tourism and in the capital, but not outside. The local population is often perceived as closed-minded. Czechs are polite, but do not rush to be friends. You can live in small towns and villages for years and not feel that you have become a part of community. This is especially hard for those who move alone and expect to socialize quickly. Work is a separate topic. Good positions in companies are available mainly to those who speak Czech. Without the language, only unskilled jobs are available. Couriers, drivers, warehouse assistants. If you want a career, you need to learn the language. Otherwise, it's either remote work or stagnation. Sweden is about balance. Balance between city and nature, work and personal life, technology and ecology. This country is often included in world rankings for quality of life, education, gender equality, and sustainable development. But the ideal is not always comfort. Sweden has a second side. The first thing that all those who have moved here note is the high standard of living. Medicine, education, security, public spaces, infrastructure. Everything is really well thought out here. The state takes care of citizens, services work, roads are smooth, schools and gardens are more modern than in most EU countries. Environmental friendliness is not a slogan, but a lifestyle. Sweden sorts garbage, develops green transportation, actively uses renewable energy sources. Parks, forests, water bodies, even in cities. People have been taught to respect nature since childhood, and this is felt everywhere. Equality and respect are another value. Here it is not customary to boast of status. No one will ask who you work or how much you earn. An ordinary bus driver can live next to a programmer, and no one thinks it's strange. Society is built on personal freedom and respect for other people's space. Family policy is one of the best in Europe. Huge maternity leaves, equal conditions for men and women, help for families, affordable kindergartens and schools. A child is not a financial burden, but a full-fledged part of the social system, with help at all levels. The state bodies work smoothly. Registration, taxes, insurance, getting documents. Everything is online without unnecessary hikes and queues. No bribes, just a system that works. But Sweden is not paradise, especially if you are moving from warmer and more emotional countries. The climate is harsh, long dark winters. The daylight hours in December are 5 to 6 hours. The cold, the wind, the overcast all affect your mood. Many face winter apathy or even seasonal depression. The society is introverted. Swedes are polite, but rarely open up right away. Making friends is not easy, especially as an adult. Communication is limited, small talk is out of fashion, and inviting people to visit is almost a level of friendship. Foreigners often feel lonely, especially in the first few years. Prices are high. Groceries, rent, services, noticeably more expensive than in many other EU countries. Even with a good salary, you will feel that you need to be able to plan the budget here. Language is an important barrier. Almost everyone knows English, especially in the cities. But without Swedish, you will not be able to fully integrate. You will not be able to open a sole proprietorship. You will not be able to get a job in a government agency. You will not be able to understand local news and documents. The labor market is closed. Local experience, Swedish education, and language skills are valued here. Even in IT and freelancing, it can be difficult to break through without a local reputation. Estonia is a small but technologically advanced country on the shores of the Baltic Sea. Everything here is minimalist, clean, calm, and yet surprisingly modern. If you're looking for a compact country with European standards and digital solutions, look no further than Estonia. The first thing that impresses is digitalization. Estonia is one of the world leaders in the introduction of online services. Here you can open a business, apply for a residence permit, sign documents, and even vote, all via the internet. The state works like an IT company, fast, without unnecessary paperwork, with a transparent system. The infrastructure is compact but of high quality. Cities are well maintained, roads are in good condition, public transportation is accessible and understandable. Medicine is at European level, especially in Tallinn and Tartu. Education, with a good emphasis on technology, and many programs are available in English. The standard of living is consistently European. It is safe, peaceful, and prices are moderate compared to Western Europe. You can live decently even on your own or with a small remote salary. In addition, Estonia is one of the most affordable countries in the EU in terms of rent. Business is easy to open, registration is online, taxes are low, the system is clear. This is especially relevant for freelancers and digital nomads. You can become an electronic resident and run your company from anywhere in the world. But Estonia also has its own peculiarities. The climate is cold and windy. Winter is long, overcast, with short days and penetrating dampness. Summers are short, and even in July the temperature may not reach +20. If you need light, warmth, and sunshine, living here will be difficult emotionally. The pace of life is leisurely. This can be an advantage for introverts, but active and sociable people often lack dynamics here. This is especially true in small towns, where life seems to flow in slow motion. Citizenship is not easy to obtain. Even with a residence permit and a long period of residence, the path to a passport can take a long time. It requires permanent residence, language skills, and passing an exam. The process is clear, but not quick. As you can see, each country in Europe has its own peculiarities. Somewhere there is bright sunshine and a relaxed rhythm of life. Somewhere there is a strict system and stability. Somewhere it is easy to adapt, especially with English. And somewhere you can't do without the local language. Some countries attract with tax benefits and simple residence permit. Others, with the level of medicine and education. Everything depends on your goals: work, family, business, comfort, or retirement. Compare countries, see where you are closer in spirit, where it is easier to settle down, where the climate is closer to your body, and make a conscious decision. The main thing is to remember, moving to Europe is not only about the country, but also about the way. Documents, status, visas, residence permits, citizenship. All this requires time, knowledge, and precision. Regardless of which country you apply for citizenship in, the status of EU citizen entitles you to live, work, and study throughout the European Union. It is not just a passport from one country, but the key to living, studying, working, and doing business in 27 countries. You can live in Portugal, work in the Netherlands, study in Germany, or start a business in France, without visas, restrictions, or bureaucracy. In order to achieve this status quickly and without mistakes, it is important to have reliable legal support nearby. The Immigrant in Law team accompanies clients at all stages, from choosing a country to obtaining EU citizenship. This means that you will not encounter bureaucratic deadlocks, will not lose months on wrong actions, and will definitely not be left without status. Company specialists will select the best country and program, prepare all documents, check every detail, communicate with consulates, ministries, and migration authorities on your behalf, monitor changes in laws, and adapt the strategy to them. Immigration is not a formality, but a legal and life trajectory. With Immigrant in Law, you don't just relocate. You confidently change your status to live, work, and plan in Europe. Request a free consultation with Immigrant in Law lawyers. We will choose the best relocation strategy for you, prepare all the necessary documents, explain in detail the nuances of the legislation, and answer all your questions. Want to learn more or start the process today? Contact us. All contacts are listed in the description below this video. We are here to help you take a confident step towards a new life. Give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and ask your questions in the comments. I will be happy to answer them. Discover the world of opportunities with Immigrant in Law.